book besties, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kyan and this is Kyan is Booked. Welcome to my 2026 goals video. I actually, spoiler, already filmed it. Then I changed my mind on my goals, so here I am refilming it. And what's crazy is I didn't change my mind like too aggressively or like too much, like I could have gotten by with the other video, but I really didn't want to put out a video that wasn't authentic to the goals that I actually have. So with all of that being said, I am going to touch base on like content and follower goals, of course. The books that I like physically want to read this year, kind of like all these challenges that I've decided that I want to be a part of, and just some like kind of everyday goals for my channel specifically. I don't know too much from like a personal perspective about what I want to focus on in 2026, other than like continuing to like hit my mileage goal every day. So like I'm not running, but I've really tried to like get into the habit of like hitting 10,000 steps every day. And what's the other thing I'm trying to do? Oh yeah, and like I would like to hit, if I can probably swing it, like 150 Pilates classes this year, like total. So I'm at like 74 right now. So before the end of 2026, I just want to get to like 150. Now I could probably go like well further than that, but that's neither here nor there. So with that little kind of, I don't know, introduction, I guess you could say, like, let's get started. I don't think it's gonna be a really long video because I don't think any of the goals that I have are like too outlandish or in a way like not pretty self-explanatory. So my first goal of the year is going to be to read 100 books. I have had a 100 book goal, I want to say in like 2023. I decided that like upping my goal every single year was just stressing me out. And I don't want like this to become something that just completely stresses me out. Like I read books and I dive into other worlds like for the escapism and just because like I truly just love reading. And so I really don't want to focus too much like on the number, and I really want to give myself the opportunity to focus on like the quality of books that I'm reading. And that's not to say that like I'm not reading books that I don't enjoy. I've done a lot better job over the past couple years of actually picking up books that like I know I'm gonna like. And if like I'm iffy on it, or if like I just know I don't like a trope, like not reading it just because it's popular, I guess is the best way to say it. Because I got into a really bad habit in like 2022 and 2023 of reading books that like everybody loved, but I'm like, oh, I know I don't like that trope. And then I wouldn't like the book as much, which would make sense because I just didn't like the tropes. So I think I'm just kind of to the point where like I'm a little bit more comfortable just being like, you know what? I'm good. I'm so good. Thanks for asking. So that's my first goal. Goal number 2 is I really want to give myself the freedom this year to reread books and to annotate them. So I'm always just like, no, like I have to read the next book, or I can't go back and like binge read Throne of Glass again and sob my way through the last couple books. Like I don't have time for that. And that's crazy because I have nothing but time to read things that bring me joy and bring me happiness. And you're probably thinking like, why is crying during Kingdom of Ash happy for you? I'm just trash for the overall story. Thank you for asking. And that's just like one example. I want to do that. I really want to reread oh my gosh, I'm sitting the Fallen Men series by Gianna Darling, because I know that we should be getting some releases in 2026. I'm pretty positive she said we'll be getting Fallen Men releases this year. And I'm actually behind because I have this weird thing in my head where like I can be caught up on series, but like what if I need like a comfort read in a world that I know that I really love? Like I have to leave a book available. And that's just the way my brain works. So anyways, I really want to like reread the Fallen Men series because I do think that we're going to end up with a new one in 2026. And maybe that's just me manifesting. I don't know. And there are a few other books series that I want to reread, and just books that I know where like the second or the third book is coming out, and I kind of like would want to touch base with those other books. So not always picking up new and like really just letting myself read what I want to read. And you kind of get away from that. And I know like everybody's kind of just like, wow, I just want to be more intentional, more mindful, and like really like read things that I want to read. And like, I completely agree. Like, I think sometimes we do get caught up in the game of like making content and churning out things that are popular, and people will like your stuff because like you're reading things that you enjoy. So that's like, I'm trying so hard to remind myself of that, because I'm like telling all of that, or like I'm hyping up my like the content creators that I follow, and then I'm sitting here like I don't have to do anything. I can just read books that I like. My next goal is, so I have 7 challenges. I have 7 challenges that I would like to do. Let me flip back. I have my notebook here. So I'm in the process of switching notebooks, and I'm not loving it. So I'm going to list the challenges here. I am considering making like a separate like challenge update video, not necessarily like a vlog series, but like every like 3-month check-in on like how each of them are, like how I'm doing on each of them. And there's gonna be a lot of crossover on these, because like I can read one book and it can apply to all 7 challenges. So I'm not necessarily trying to read like one book per whatever. Like, I'm crossing over as many books as I can, except for like on the same bingo board, because you can only use one book. So I'll scoot over here because I think it'll probably be easier to put it right here. The first one I'm participating in is Romanceopoly Bingo, and this is being hosted by Covers with Cassidy, and it actually started on November 1st and it ends on October 31st. So I feel that I really also like the challenges that don't always start on the first of the year, because, you know, like it kind of gives you something to like look forward to, and like it kind of splits up, and not everything is like supposed to be done on December 31st. So I'm really excited about this one. I have actually read a few books that I haven't filled in on the bingo board yet in November and December. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out where I want to slot things. And so yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and really kind of just really leaning more into like romantasy. And as you guys know, like one of my favorite genres to read. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm also participating in series Takedown Bingo by Rainy Blue Reads, and that started January 1st and runs to December 31st, and she's got a bingo board. And this is just ways to like work on like cutting down the number of series that you're in the middle of. So I literally only posted 1 video about this last year. And like, I'm definitely gonna continue the series because I'm definitely gonna focus on it in 2026. But I posted a video of like on the series I'm in the middle of, and then I spent the second half of the year starting just a bunch of series, so many of them, and just not finishing them. So that's cool. Not. So this just really focuses on like helping you read down your series, which I definitely think that I need some like motivation for. Then I am participating in Bingo Board from Hell by Literary Diversions, and this started on January 1st and then December 31st, and you create your own bingo board, but it's challenges that are specific to you. So for example, one of mine's gonna be listen to 20 owned audiobooks, because the number of audiobooks that I've bought like on sales, or because the Whisper Sync was $1.99, or whatever reasoning I gave myself in my brain, the number of like audiobooks that I have that I straight up just haven't listened to, like my challenge would be, okay, instead of going out and looking for something new, we're gonna listen to what we already own, and then like reading 100 of my owned books. So you get to kind of tweak it, and it's a bingo board from hell, because the idea is like you make it a challenge for yourself specifically, and you see at the end of the year if like you hit it or not. So I'm pretty excited about this. It's my first year participating. I cannot remember whose channel I saw it on originally, but I will link all the hosts and their announcement videos in the description box. So if like you're interested, I mean, you could jump in at any time. So if you're interested, then you can go and look for the information there and like their explanation videos, because they're going to do a really great job of explaining their own, their own challenges. My goodness. All right. So then I am doing the Buzzword Challenge by Books and Lala. And she has the title challenge and she has the cover challenge. So there's 2 boards. You can do one, you can do the other, you can do both, you can do none. Obviously. Last year I really wanted to do it, but I didn't start off very strong in the beginning of the year, and kind of just like, so my plan this year is to like actually commit. And what's really cool is, like I said, a lot of the prompts I can apply to books that like are already on my TBR or on like other prompt lists or challenges. So like it's kind of like a double whammy. Then Romanceopoly 2026 by Under the Covers. So I found Under the Covers, I want to say in 2020. And then I don't think they hosted anything last year. And so this year I saw that they announced I believe it's Romanceopoly University, but essentially like you have your major, your minor, your electives, like specific like seasonal events, and there are prompts and such for all of that. And you get to pick. So spoiler, I chose fantasy romance and paranormal romance because I have been so deep in the paranormal romance game recently. Like I literally am so excited about it. So I'm excited for this. I actually have, that's not the notebook. I have a whole notebook and I have spreadsheets too, but I like a notebook because I like to like handwrite things because I was born before the year 2000. So anyways, I was born in the 1900s. Okay. So I like to handwrite things and I like new pencils and new notebooks. Anyways, so I've got all that stuff listed and it all organized. So I'm really excited to dive into this because my plan is to complete my major, my minor, a bunch of electives, all the clubs, and then all the seasonal events, which I think like equals out to be like 36 prompts, which essentially is 36 books. So I definitely think some point this year I can manage to get that done. Then I'm participating in TBRathon 2026 by Leandra, the TBR Zero. This is January 1st to December 31st. I am not even going to pretend like I can explain this to you because like she has different boards and you can do like the weekend, you can do the month, you can do the full year. There are different options and it's kind of like a pick your own type challenge. I'm really incredibly excited to participate. I know that there's a calendar and there are sprints, I think the first weekend of every single month and different prompts you could do and all that kind of stuff. So very, very excited about that. It's my first year participating. So I'm trying not to have like super high expectations for myself, but y'all know me. And then my final one is, so I wanted in 2025 to participate in our fantasy bingo, which was the first year that like I'd ever heard of it because I follow a bunch of booktubers who were like posting about it. And I was like, oh, what's this? So this is the first year I've actually heard of it. And then I kind of just like was out of my depth, wasn't focused on it, all that kind of stuff. So this is me saying that like we're veering and we will worry about all of this in 2026. So the only caveat to this is I will not have the bingo board until April 1st because it runs April 1st to March 31st, which will probably be really nice because then I can use the first couple months of 2027 in case like I get myself in this situation again. There is a small part of me that's like, don't give up on our fantasy bingo. Like you can still do it. And there's another part of me that's like, girl, it's not that serious. Like if you don't want to finish the bingo board, it'll be okay. And yeah, I'm just not sure which one we're listening to. So those are the 7 challenges. I would like to complete them. And completing them is not like a full blackout. Like completing them is like a bingo, like a 2 bingo, things like that. So there are different ways to complete. And I think the competitive side of me wants to black everything out and like do all the things. The logical other side of me is like understanding of the fact that like I have a job and I do like to sleep every once in a while. So then I texted in my family group message and I was like, hey, pick a number between 1 and 15. And then I took that number and I put it on a wheel and the number that came out was 9. So shout out to my dad. Appreciate you. So I'm going to pick 9 priority series. And these are going to be series that like I'm almost done with or series that I just started and I've only read the first book. And these are series that I want to come back to at the end of 2026 and be like, your girl read them. I did that. So do I have that list? No. So stay tuned in January. My plan is to get it up in January because I'm probably going to pick the list like this coming weekend. So 9 priority series. Another goal of mine is to explore thrillers and historical fiction. I actually am a part of a challenge currently, and I just read a historical fiction, The Lost Apothecary, and then I just finished Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. And I had a time with both of them. Like I was definitely, and I listened to audiobooks for both of them. So I think also too, like it was a little bit more immersive. So I really did enjoy that. But no, I really had a time with them. And I'm like, oh, like, do I want to read some more thrillers? Do I want to read some more historical fiction? So I think we're going to go exploring, guys, and love that for me. And then my final goal is just gonna be content goals. So for Instagram and then obviously for my YouTube channel. So here on YouTube, I am really close to hitting 500 subscribers. And so at the end of 2026, I would really, really love to be like at 650. That would be like my ideal goal. And then like a push goal would be like 750, 800. And then obviously living in La La Land, I'm Delulu. I would love to be at 1,000. So yeah, I'm manifesting, I'm throwing it out there. Dream big, or, you know, just don't do it. I think there's a quote somewhere on that. Stitch that on a pillow, babes. And then for Instagram, I've been stuck in like the 4,000 like followers range for like the longest, but also too, like I have not been consistent with my content because I got in my head about things and was like, wow, everything I'm posting is like horrible. Like nobody likes my stuff. Blah, blah. Anyways, she's a hater. And I've just decided I really need to get back to the core of like why I posted on Bookstagram in the first place. And it was posting book stacks, gabbing about books, literally posting whatever I wanted to post and not necessarily what is popular. Cause you know, it's hard. It's a numbers game. It's hard. So I would really like to manifest hitting 5K with my consistency and content, and then like miracle of all miracles, somewhere around 6K. So those are my 2026 goals. I'm really hoping that when we revisit this video at the end of this year, that I am satisfied and proud and happy of the progress, no matter big or small, that I've made on my channel. And then also to just like, you know, in the world of reading. So let me know in the comment section down below what you're planning on doing in 2026, even if it's just personal goals. Like I really love this time of year because like the energy and just the vibes of all of us being like, no, we're gonna kill it this year. Like we still have that hope, guys, and we gotta find a way to hold on to it. So thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe if you wanna, make sure you like, and as I always say, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.